Okay, hello guys, how are you? It is great to be with you here today. Today, let us quickly talk about the power of imagination and how to be productive in today's Nigeria. In Nigeria today, there's a strike. There is almost a complete shutdown of operational activities by businesses and by government. Why? Because of the issue of the minimum wage. Um, Government is proposing a ridiculous figure, and the labor, on the other hand, is proposing an outrageous figure. Now, the funny thing about these two extremes between the government position and the labor position is I'm wondering who really represents the people of Nigeria, the government or labor? Who represents the working class, the working people, individuals who produce goods and services in Nigeria, labor or the government? Who is voted to represent the interest and the goodwill of this nation, labor or the government? No matter the part of the divide where you belong, the most important thing to understand is that for you to create wealth and be able to feed your family, you must be productive. How can we be productive? How can we produce goods and services? How can we creatively, using our great imagination, because Nigerians are very creative and Nigerians are very imaginative. Now, in Genesis chapter 11, verse 6, I seem to have found a solution where the Bible said, and the Lord said, behold, the people is one, and they all have one language. And this they begin to do, and nothing will be restrained from them which they have imagined to do. The people is one, and they all have one language. And now nothing will be restrained from them which they have imagined to do. What has the Nigerian people imagined to do? What has the Nigerian government, sorry, imagined to do? And what has the labor imagined to do? If our imagination is to be productive and create goods and services that will help people, then we all need to have one language, and we all need to bend down and start the work of production and start the work of creation of goods and services. The people, if they have one language, the people, if they are one, and they begin not just to increase minimum wage, but to increase the quality of life of everybody in the country, nothing will be restrained from them which they have imagined to do, whatever it is that we imagine to do. If we intend to grow our GDP by 10%, nothing will be restrained from us. Whatever it is that we imagine to do as a people, as a country, as Nigerians, young and old, whatever it is that we imagine to do, nothing will be restrained from us. So it is extremely important that we come together as a people and stop fighting one another and stop fighting over minimum wages that cannot even do anything minimal for people. Because if the government do agree to increase the minimum wage of the average worker, they would also increase their own minimum wage, because there seem to be different classes of minimum wage in this country. The minimum wage for the leaders, the minimum wage for the middle class, and the minimum wage for the less privileged. I believe that what they are fighting for is the minimum wage for the less privileged, and that is not good enough. Because by the time you increase the wages of workers, all other things in Nigeria will equally increase. Housing will increase, food will increase, clothing will increase, education will increase, security costs will increase, everything will increase across board. So the new minimum wage, if we get it, either above 60 or above 500,000 naira, everything would increase proportionally. This I know. I have been in this country for a long time, long enough to know that it is not the minimum wage in this country we should be fighting for. Let us fight for good governance. Let us fight for good leadership. Let us fight for a clear direction as to where we are going as a people. We cannot continue like this. We just cannot continue like this. If the people is one and they have one language, nothing will be restrained from them which they have imagined to do. If we want to be fruitful, if we want to be creative, if we want to be productive, whatever it is, how can we do these things? It begins with the set of leadership that we have, the crop of leadership that we have, and their ability to practice good governance. Good governance. Then we're able to control the destiny of this nation and control the productivity of the people of this country. Enough is enough. Let us stop going around in circles. Even if you give every Nigerian 1 billion per month, 1 billion per month, the people that do not know how to manage their resources will not be able to manage their resources. Because for every kind of income that you have, you need to be trained on how to use that level of income. Has Nigerians been prepared for 500,000 naira per month? There are individuals, if you give them 500 naira per month, the first they will think about is buying an iPhone or moving into a place that is beyond 500K per month and living a life that is beyond 500K per month. I agree that what we currently have is not good enough, but I equally agree that the skills that produce wealth in this country is equally not good enough. Why can't we also fight for the training of the Nigerians, for training of Nigerian youth, for training of the Nigerian workers, so that Nigerian workers can, with or without government, with or without the minimum wage, be able to produce at a level that always beats toughness and hard economy, let us invest in manpower development. Not just our people to be able to work physically, but also to be able to work digitally, scientifically, technologically, and be able to compete with other nations that perhaps have a better condition of living than us, so that at the end of the day, we can say 5 years' time, 10 years' time, 20 years' time, in 100 years' time, the Nigerian society will be as developed as what we have now in other developed parts of the world. These are the things we should be doing, not just shutting down the economy and making life compounding hardship and everything. These are the few thoughts I have to share with you today. But next time we'll come, we'll talk more and dwell more, okay, on how to be truly productive, what part of the economy we should focus on as individuals, depending on your location, what kind of economy and what kind of products, what kind of goods and services are relevant to Lagos, to Abuja, the North, the East, the West, and the South. What kind of economy should the people in the North focus on? What kind of goods and services should the people in the East and West be producing? And what should the people in the South produce? Because each location, North, East, West, and South, have different economic advantages that cannot be found in each of these regions or locations. These are the things we should be discussing, and these are the things we should be doing so that we can come out of the wood. My name is Ekhator, OSAZEE. Thank you for following us live today. Please subscribe, share, and comment on this video. God bless you. Bye.